Welcome, everybody. Dr. Eric Plasker here. Welcome to the 100-Year Lifestyle. And we're going to talk about Speak Up and Lead with Dr. Mackenzie Hoy, who's been to how many Speak Up and Leads?
I think 3 or 4,
Three or
maybe
four?
5. Yeah.
You lose count after a while, don't you?
Yeah.
I just did an interview with somebody about Speak Up and Lead, already a successful doctor, and his practice exploded after Speak Up and Lead. And I started to say, but we have people that have never spoken before, and like they don't even know how to speak, and they're having breakthroughs. And I remember your first Speak Up and Lead in my basement, where you were trying to find your words, and all you found were tears, trying to find your voice. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Talk about the transformational process that happened for you during Speak Up and Lead.
So I think the biggest thing was when I was kind of getting like I am now, just because I think I'm going through just a massive time of growth. So it's just overwhelming, but it's all good. The first Speak Up and Lead was when I kind of realized how many limiting beliefs I had of, being angry about the like allopathic system and watching my grandparents kind of have crappy quality of lives, and just like, hearing so many chiropractors talk about, they're so angry about that, and kind of just wanting to not necessarily come from a place of anger, but I don't know, kind of like everything you talk about of shifting the paradigm. It's, there's what's already happened has happened, just to get people want to change things. But anyways, just realizing that I was limiting myself with, I could say that I'm a first generation college student. I'm not come from a business background, not even a doctor or professional background. But kind of letting go of those and stepping into my power. And the message isn't about me, it's about, the health of the world. So I don't know, kind of just switching into that mindset.
And finding your voice within all of that, which is, over 1, 2, 3, 4 Speak Up and Leads. And now you're only 2 years in practice, and, having, I think for you, a mind-boggling, maybe it's why you're so emotional. It's like, wow, the numbers that you're doing as far as profit, maybe more than anybody in your family has ever made, ever. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and that was just never something talked about. Energy or money wasn't really, obviously the relationship with money was, we weren't like homeless or hungry by any means, but kind of living paycheck to paycheck, and maybe just the planning wasn't there. And so I just remember one time there was a high school band trip. I was a freshman in high school, and there was a band trip to Florida being planned, and I wasn't able to go because like my family didn't have the money to send me whatever couple $100 it was. And now I just think like, even, I guess it doesn't, like, just all of the things that I've kind of trained my mind to do and change my relationship with money. And now I just have some money in savings versus like, I feel like my parents probably didn't have much. So
and when you say you have some, it's more than like $100. I mean, you have, I don't know what it is, but there's a comma in there and a couple of digits, I think, before the comma, which is kind of cool. And, I think and it's not about the money, and we talk about that all the time, but when you find your voice, what happens to you on the inside for you when you found your voice? What else did you find when you found your voice?
I think I just feel like more aligned, like the fears and your ego, like just step out of the way, like all the things, the critical things that you might think of to, I don't know, constantly combat your bigger thinking. They're like, yeah, but the but doesn't come anymore. It's just like, and I just want to keep dreaming bigger because I know it's possible.
Yeah. So when you find your voice, you find your creativity, you find your
Yeah.
confidence. And, I love the phone calls and the text messages that you send me. You say, well, hey, there's this building I want to look at, and there's this
You're
new
probably like,
space.
what?
And
Pump the brakes.
yeah. And it's, but you know what, I'll tell you what, it's exciting. And if anybody's watching this and they feel a lump in their throat, like you feel, your lump in your throat doesn't stop you anymore. Now it's just, it's an anchor for strength and trust and self-trust. And there's so many people that they have a lump in their throat. They're afraid to find their voice, and they're afraid to say what they want to say or verbalize what they want to say. What would you tell those people who have that lump or that, that restriction in their chest or their throat, about why they might want to come to speak up and lead and confront it?
Yeah, I guess maybe like, what are you holding on to that is making you have restricted beliefs, or why do you have a lump in your throat? Like, figure out what is causing, what belief patterns do you have that everything can change. You can change your belief patterns. So like, maybe just think about letting go of your previous belief patterns so that you can go into like a more state of growth.
Yeah. And isn't it cool how that happens at Speak Up and Lead? How
Yeah.
what we do is get everything to help you align everything from what's in your
Yeah.
head and your heart to have it come out of your mouth. And that
Yeah.
alignment really, I think, is the game changer, no matter where you are in your practice or in your life. So
Yeah.
maybe a closing thought for somebody that's on the edge, scared, because public speaking is one of the biggest fears. Communication, verbal communication is one of the biggest fears. People are afraid of cancel culture and all that stuff out there. What would
Yeah.
you tell people that are on the edge and they're thinking about it?
I think, well, like, one, you're not alone. You're not the only one who is scared of public speaking. Maybe people have a great show of putting up, but when you come together in that intimate space, you kind of get to see where other people maybe are insecure. And not that it's a good thing, but it's just kind of comforting to know that you're not alone. What else was I going to say?
And how
Like,
about the skills that you learn, not just that you let go of things,
right,
but the skills that
right.
you learn and how to prepare?
Yeah, you learn about like how much practice it takes. And so if you look at yourself and be like, well, I haven't practiced at all, well, no wonder why you kind of suck at it, because your brain isn't like wired that way. So learning that it's okay to suck at first, because the more you practice, the better you're going to get. And then with anything, I feel like if you want to learn and be good at something, you have to learn from the pros. So Dr. P is one of the, best speakers, or just really good at reading people and working with you. And you just kind of feel like you're the only one in the room when you're at Speak Up and Lead. There's just, no judgment. You kind of set the tone really nicely. So people, it's a safe place. And you're going to get something out of it, even if it's, maybe crying a little bit less the next time you talk.
Yeah, well, it is truly transformational. I mean, I've been doing it for a long time, and it never gets old for me, just like for the people that come back 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 times or more. So,
Yeah.
Dr. Mackenzie, we are so grateful for you. I'm so proud of you. Your smile says it all. It's coming from the inside out. It's the way it should. I'm so proud of you. I'm happy for your success. I know that now you're just getting started, not just we're just getting started, but you're just getting started. And keep up the great work. You're doing great.
Thanks, Dr. P.
All right, everybody, come on now. Get over it. Join us at Speak Up and Lead. Let's turn your voice loose on the world, your community, find your center. We'll see you there. Thanks, everybody.